Today, I will teach you Deep Water, a lesson from Flamingo Class 12. This lesson has been written by William Douglas. He was an American politician. Okay, and this chapter is a small part of Men and Mountains book. In this lesson, the author William Douglas tells us how he was saved from sinking sinking in sea in a in pool, and how was he saved, okay, when he was a little child. Okay, after then there was aquaphobia in author. He was afraid of water, okay, and he he did not want to go to river or pool. In this lesson he tells us how he overcome from fear. Okay, the chapter starts and he says he was 10 or 11 years old when he joined YMCA pool to learn swimming. However, Yakima River is good for swimming as his mother used to tell him it, it was very safe, and that's why he YMCA pool has shallow end. Okay, in one side it was 3 feet deep, and in other side it was 9 feet deep. Okay, Douglas Douglas takes water wings and he wears it and he reached swimming pool. Okay, so you turn the page. After then, eh, he wears water wings and he goes near swimming pool. He wants to tell us when he was only 12 years old, and he tells us about the story when he was 3 years old. Okay, he had bad experience. What was it? It was the time when his father takes him to water surfing in California beach. Okay, and during that period, water wave, he came under the water wave. Okay, and after then he started to afraid of water. Okay, and but now he he is going to swim again. Okay, so but that fear was existing. When he was 3 years old, he was saved. He was saved by someone while he was drowning. Okay. Now he again regains the confidence and he reached near the pole. Okay. And he started to copy other persons who were in the pole, and he started to copy to swim. Okay. And he tells that he goes YMCA pool when there was no one. He all of a sudden a strong a big boy came there, okay, and he threw him into the water, okay, and he he was sitting on the end of that side of the pool where it was 9 feet deep, 9 feet deep, okay, and still now he does not know how to swim, okay, and he was not prepared to dive. Okay. So he fell into the pool in sitting position, and he started to go deeper and deeper. But he was not so afraid because he was not so afraid that he cannot take any decision. He thinks if he goes down deeper and deeper at the bottom of the pool, he will jump jump and he will come on the surface of the water. This was his planning. But what happens as he started to go under the water. He thinks he will lie opposite direction and he will paddle. But what happens? He thinks he will come out of water, but what happens? As he goes deeper and deeper, the 9 feet depth seems like 90 feet. Okay, and his lungs, the water enters in enters the lungs of the writer. Okay, it seems that his lungs will burst out. Okay, and when he reaches at the bottom, and he thinks he will jump. Okay, and he started to come upwards. After then he opens his eyes, he realizes he did not reach on the surface of the water. Okay, now turn the page, you will get. He sees nothing but water everywhere. He was very afraid. He felt suffocated. He tried to cry, but it was in vain. It was futile. There is no use of crying. No one can listen his voice because he was under the water. And how will anyone listen his voice? He, he tries to cry, and as a result of it, he swallows water. It never means that he did not he did not reach on the surface of the water. Okay? His nose and eyes was on the surface, but his mouth did not reach on the surface of the water. Only his eyes and nose were above the surface. Okay, so uh, his head was not on the surface of the water. He started to paddle his hand and legs. Okay, but it was quite useless. Instead of coming on the surface of the water, started to go. He started to go back deeper and deeper. Okay, and his legs were like dead weight. Okay, his body's organs did not function. Okay, and his lungs were started to pain. Okay, he feels dizziness and he feels tired. Okay, but he did not. He was not defeated. He did not accept defeat. He is trying. Okay, now he remembers his plan and he goes on the downwards. And after then he started to jump a long jump. Okay, and he thought he will come on the surface of the water. But what happens? He will come on the surface of the water and he will paddle and he will reach on the other corner. But what happens as he goes deeper and deeper under the water? It was full of dark, and his legs started stopped. His legs started to stop functioning. Okay, and it seems like dead weights. Okay, and he feels unconsciousness. Now there was a terror. It was nothing but terror of death, and he was paralyzed, and his his parts of body did not move. After then he again tries to cry, but it was in vain. His there was headache and his heart was full of pain. He but he knows that he is alive now. Okay, but he feels pain. Again he thinks he will again come. He will go to the deeper end of the pool, and again he will try to come upwards. Okay, now he has no energy, and after that he started to go upwards. When he opens his eyes, he sees water everywhere. Okay? And he did not reach on the surface of the water. He calls his mummy for help, but it was quite useless. Now, turn the page. Okay. After 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 a moment, he sees light, and now in this time he jumps on the upwards. Okay, it was good jump, and he tries to come on the surface of the water, and he so that he may see the light. Okay, again his nose and eyes came out of the surface. Okay, and it was the same as it happened. Okay, and he thinks there is something that does not allow he allows his body to come on the surface of the water. Okay, and after then he tries third times. Okay, and he tries tries to breathe, and water comes inside. Okay, okay, and he tries to come out of water. Okay, and now he thinks this is his last time. He will try, but he can't be saved. His legs were paralyzed. His legs were paralyzed, and he can see nothing but darkness everywhere. Okay, now he has no terror of death. Death, he accepts death. Okay, and now he feels very peaceful and relaxed, and he was going deeper and deeper in water. After then, he felt sleepy, and he lost his consciousness. Okay, and now he sleeps. He sleeps. It simply means that he is in full unconsciousness. He is faint. Okay. So next part I will teach you. Next day I will teach you the the rest part of the lesson. But before this, I would like to tell you the whole summary in brief. Okay. So you just listen it. It is very useful for you. In short, I am just going to tell you the whole summary. Okay. It is from beginning. The lesson